Adventure Team, assemble!
Welcome, I'm Cleavinho, and today I'm adding Bennett to my Genshin guide. I use him as a support for the damage of my main DPS or DD, and basically just to add damage to the whole team. He can be pretty flexible. He can be added to pretty much any team, and usually goes best with another pyro character to add as much damage as possible. First thing I'm going to look at is just kind of his raw attributes, raw stats. Max health 19.8, probably get that over 20, given that he's only level 80. I have to push that. Gotta get a few more resources. Spent the last couple weeks trying to grind for his artifacts, and that took a little bit longer than I thought it was going to. I also plan to get his attack over 2000. That'll help quite a bit as well. I don't spend a lot of time on Bennett. I usually just go to him, use his ultimate or his his elemental burst, and then switch back to whoever my damage dealer is, and the benefits are felt by them. I use Lion's Roar. I still have to level this up quite a bit, so his attack is going to go up significantly with that. It's only at level 70 right now, but it does a significant amount. The reason I use this is because we're trying to build as much attack as possible, and I'll get into that with his talents. His artifacts are not in a great place. They can obviously be in a lot better place here. I just ran out of resources. It gets kind of expensive if you're not pumping a whole bunch of money into it from your own pocket, so there's only so much that you can do. But that's kind of what I'm trying to reflect on, is what you're doing when you don't have all the resources, when you're not putting money into it. Even if you put a little bit of money into it, you're still not, you don't have an endless supply of resources. And so what I was going for with this was, like most people, that you want to use Noblesse Oblige if you're going to use him as a support character, which he's great at, and I think most people probably do use him for that. For me, I was looking for the main substat as attack percentage, and then energy recharge is a pretty solid second, with probably attack being my third. After that, it varied. Whatever you're going to get. Most people probably get defense. I know that's what I get, defense on pretty much everything as a fourth substat. For the first two, you generally don't really have much choice. You get flat attack on your plume, you get flat health on your flower, and then as I said, we're just looking for attack percentage. That was huge to get those two, then level those guys up. As you can see, this one's only level 16, so that's going to go up even higher, which is going to attribute to more attack damage for those that he's trying to buff. I did get the attack percentage Sands of Eon, and unfortunately I didn't get any of the substats I was going for, but like I said, the grind for this was just, the RNG was terrible for me. Here, again, attack. This wasn't too difficult. This being the fifth piece, I had kind of a plethora of things to choose from. This was, unfortunately, my best one. Even though I had a bunch to choose from, this was the best one. And flat stat attack was all I really got out of it. But again, lots of improvements can always be made to every character, I'm sure, with everybody that plays this game. This guy, pain in the ass. I could not do better than this at the time, so as I keep grinding, I'll look to replace this first. But again, attack, 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 and attack. I went with the 4 attack because what it's going to do for me here is, when the character's health is above 70%, you're going to use your attack, Bennett's attack damage will then create a buff to everybody else's attack. I don't have his C1, which is a huge one. That's going to take away the restriction for where their health is at, because below 70% you get a heal. This is the C1 will allow both the heal and the attack bonus, plus you gain an additional 20% of Bennett's base attack, which is why we're building so much into the attack, is to give as much to the attack of your main DPS as you possibly can. So I'll work on that one. I don't know why it's taken so long to get Bennett. Everybody else in my household has like at least C4 Bennett. My eldest has C6 Bennett, but refuses to put the C6 on, so it kind of sits at C5 because of imbuing everything with Pyro wasn't really working for her. So, but as long as you beef up the Fantastic Voyage and get C1, put as much as you can into getting the attack pieces for Noblesse Oblige, you will have a very, very strong number 3 character or support character, and you don't have to spend a lot of time on them. The fact that he's Pyro and I work him with Diluc or another strong DPS Pyro character, it adds another element of damage for everybody. I believe it's 25% extra damage just for having 2 Pyros on your team. We'll look at the composition right here. Okay, so with the Fervent Flames affected by Cryo for 40% less time, but the big part is it increases your attack by 25%. So having 2 Pyros together to beef up that much more attack, in this particular scenario, it almost seems like you kind of have to go with that. At least for me it did. 25% was a huge amount. Even if it's just the base attack damage, it's still a large amount that you can add on. I know there's a number of other very helpful 4-star characters that are great for a support role, such as Sucrose, but for me with this one and the team that I'm running right now, the amount of damage that this attributes to the team is enormous. So if you're finding yourself in situations where you can't kill certain things, maybe certain bosses or whatever, when you put this composition together, and it doesn't matter, it can be any Pyro character as your number 1 or your main DPS, Bennett built this way is going to definitely help the entire team. He's going to add damage to the entire team, and it makes a huge difference. I'm going to put out a few clips at the end here and just show exactly how much he's adding on, and hopefully that helps. If I got anything wrong here, I'd love any feedback. Let me know how I can improve my situation as well, on top of me just constantly grinding to improve my artifacts and getting the heroes writs and whatnot. But if you like it, great. If not, that's just the way it is. Everyone take care.
Embrace the ice! Yeah! I'm going in! Kamisato art! Sumetsu! Ha! Yeah! Whirling snow!